See the moonlights on the town. Whoa, I'm getting ready. Talawa TV is in the town. Whoa, I'm getting ready. Got a corner on the telephone. Yeah, this is the Ocean of the Messenger, and you're watching Talawa TV with the host and best. So Davis, take it away.
My followers, good evening, good afternoon. Surely it's not a good morning. This is definitely one of my earliest live stream. My time is saying currently, let's turn that down, 9 minutes to 6 p.m. over here in London. So drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know where you are watching the stream from. Let me go ahead and set some stuff up my end actually before I get started. Good evening, good afternoon to those of you who are early at the doors. I'm not ignoring you, but I do need to turn my attention to something, to get something set up for you quickly there before I get underway. You should be able to read that banner. Is my banner there? Yes, my banner is on screen. You should be able to read that banner. If you don't want to read it, let me go ahead and read it for you. Catalonia versus Jamaica. And we are watching the men's team play today in an international friendly. Let me know how you guys are feeling going into this game. For me personally, I'm not concerned about the end result. If we do manage to scrape something out of this, that's terrific. If we don't and we walk away as losers, then so be it. We go back to the drawing board. I just want the guys to show up tonight and enjoy their football, enjoy whatever instructions Paul Hall give to them. I'm pretty sure he would have given them some sort of instructions, right, guys? So hopefully they can go out there and capitalize on whatever it is Paul Hall asks of them. But more importantly, just go out there and enjoy your football. Enjoy their football, like I said. Hopefully they can buy into Paul Hall's formula, whatever that formula looks like, and hopefully they can impress. Would love to see some of these Rebel boys impress and squeeze, make their way into that all important string of games coming up in a matter of, I call it a matter of weeks. That's when things start to get a little bit spicy, doesn't it? Where the senior men's team is concerned for Jamaica. In case you're wondering, we've actually gone past the national anthem, the greatest national anthem on the planet. That is the national anthem of Jamaica. We've already gone past that, and now we're listening to the Catalonians sing their hearts out there. Two beautiful anthems, by the way, guys. You guys are a little bit quiet there in the comment section. Do let me know how your day is going. This is a bit of an early stream, isn't it? We're not used to doing these type of early streams, but here we are, early stream for you. And I'm happy. I would love if these streams could stay like this. This is what I like. So Andre Beckford here is watching from New York City. It's a good afternoon, right? What channel is it on? I'm gonna get around to that in a second. Not actually, it should be. Go ahead and try your ESPN since you're based across the waters there in America. Go ahead and try your ESPNs. It must be available on ESPN if you're in the States. The teams are both on the field of play and they've just gone through their handshake. So kickoff is imminent. Can't even say that word. Getting my tongue twisted. Good evening to yourself. Big up yourself, Mr. Marvin. Is that Mane? Are you a Liverpool fan? Is it live on YouTube? I don't think it's live on YouTube, but I can do a little double check for you. But don't go ahead and hold your breath because I don't think the match is live on YouTube. But yeah, let me just go ahead and finish off my setup there so I can get into this conversation with you guys. Again, good afternoon and good evening to those of you who are just tuning in. In case you're wondering what tonight's live stream is about, I say tonight because I'm already heading into my evening. It is 6 minutes to 6 p.m. here in London. We're looking at Catalonia versus Jamaica international friendly, where the men's team is concerned. So this one's a little bit. And kickoff. Apparently, kickoff was supposed to be 5-10 minutes ago, guys. No complaints from me. We've got the skipper for tonight. Can you guys guess who the skipper is? If you don't want to guess who the skipper is, I'll go ahead and tell you. The skipper for tonight is Flemo. That is Mr. Junior Flemings. He is our skipper tonight. Quite happy for Junior Flemings. Come through the ranks of Jamaican football there. From the ground up all the way to the senior team to captaining Jamaica on tonight's occasion. Special occasion for a lot of the guys out there making their debut. Yes, it is an international friendly, but it is still a debut for those guys out there in black, gold, and green. For an Arsenal fans, you must be looking or anticipating seeing Hutchinson, right? Mr. Lewis, where are you based? If you are based across the pond in America, then I would suggest trying ESPN. I think that's what they say is showing on ESPN. I'm gonna try and see if I can get some links up for you guys. Let's see if I can get the usual ESPN links up for you guys if you are based. I know some of these links won't work unless you have a. Sorry, I'm searching for a VPN. So let me see if I can do a quick search and see if I can get a link for you guys. So bear with me. Kickoff is almost here, guys. If I can go back and look, what time is it? Looks as if we've got Jamaica kicking things off, guys. By the looks of things, yes, Jamaica does kick us off, and the match is on their way. You're in Jamaica, so y'all been told that it's not on TV in Jamaica. But let me just see if that ESPN link is working for you. And in the meantime, we've got someone on the deck for Catalonia. I'm not sure what happened there, but let me just wait on that replay. Early doors, someone face on the deck. That's not a good look, is it? So let me go ahead and see if I can get something up for you guys. Also, whilst you guys are sat there eagerly waiting, patiently waiting, let me know who you guys are. Okay, so that was a coming together there with Johnson, Clark, Harris. Obviously, no intent with that one. That one completely left him clattered to the floor. Hopefully, he's all right. Yes, he is all right. He's back up on his feet. Let me know who you guys are looking forward to seeing for Jamaica tonight. Is it Johnson, Clark's, Harris? So you guys looking at seeing Harris there for Jamaica? Are you looking to see Hutchinson? No, some of you must be looking to see Amari Hutchinson. So the game is underway, guys. Let me try and get up my notes, first half and second half notes, as we usually do. Before I go any further, I want to apologize for my lack of live stream. I know you guys must have figured things out by now. Summer is here. Summer is officially here. So now it's time for athletics. And we're now in athletics season. So in case you're wondering, why is there athletics on the platform? I usually juggle the football and the athletics. Haven't really done so in recent years. Pandemic part blame. And blame the pandemic for not diving into the athletics. Approaching 2 minutes here on the clock, and Jamaica on the ball there. For those of you who are wondering, I'm still trying to see if I can get a link to share with you guys with the whole ESPN, with the whole VPN issue in mind. So if you guys are based across the waters, or if you are based in Jamaica, I would advise getting a VPN ready for when I'm able to find a link so I can share with you guys. Okay, so let me take my eyes off the game, see if I can get you guys a link. Let's see. Woo! To watch this replay for you guys. I'm going to take a quick breather. Let me see, watch this replay to see what happened here. Looks like it was Cucurella that's yeah, good brave goalkeeping there. And it's unfortunate they found the back of the net just like that, guys. The host have opened the scoring. Are we surprised? Delafelu? Are we surprised by that one, guys? Just gone past 3 minutes here in the game, and the hosts have opened up the scoring. To no surprise. Don't be a little bit downbeat by it, guys. mistake there at the back, passing the ball back to our goalkeeper whilst we're under pressure. Not really sure why he would do that. A bit of a costly mistake. I say a bit of a costly mistake there from Talbot, but it's not a bit of a costly mistake. It is a costly mistake. That's left us 1-0 down at early doors. Unintentionally, I would like to say, putting your goalkeeper under unnecessary pressure. Unfortunately for the host, Catalonia, that has paid dividends, and they have opened the scoring under 5 minutes on the clock, and it is the host that's out in front. I'm not ignoring you guys. I'm trying to multitask. It's a little bit difficult. I'm trying to see if I can share a link that's going to be suitable for everyone who's watching in Jamaica and across the world. Again, guys, do try and see if you can get your hands on a VPN. So in the meantime, whilst I search for you for a link to the game, go and see if you guys can search for a VPN that would enable you to watch the game, which should be showing outside of your region. Okay, we'll go back over here. So if you guys are just tuning in, let me give you a quick update that we are currently 1-0 down at early doors, gone past 5 minutes there on the clock. Defensive mistake cost that one, cost us to go behind at early doors. Let's write that down. Okay, right, let me see if I can go back and find that link for you guys. How am I going to do this? What is the name of, okay, let's see. Another shot at goal, guys. The host taking another shot at goal, forcing our keeper to dip low there for a save to avoid us going 2-0 down. Let's see. Name of this. Okay, maybe cricket is gonna be able to show in your region. Crick football, someone try that. Crick football to see if crick football is showing in your region. CRICFOOT foot BALL. What I have to think to spell football. So try crick football. Like I said, CRIC football. So crick football together. It should be available on Crick Football for you guys that's based in Jamaica and across the pond. So go ahead and try that one and let me know if you have any luck. If not, then I have to go back and try and find one that works for you guys. But yeah, go ahead and try Crick Football and let me know if that one works for you. Hopefully it does. Right, so let me go back and turn my attention to the game. As I've said, under 10 minutes in the game and we are 1-0 down. Some of you probably predicted that one. I just have to take a call, see if I can call someone quickly. One moment there, guys. Okay. Mr. Stevens, how are you? I didn't see it. I'm currently watching it. I'm doing the live stream as well. Yes, sir, I am. Okay, then. All right, I'll speak to you in a bit. Bye bye. Okay, so let's see if I can get another link for you guys. One second, guys. I'm just trying to see if I could get up a few more links for you all. There is a link on YouTube. I just got a link. Someone just sent me a link. There is a YouTube link, but I've clicked on it and it's not showing. So what you guys could try is Jamaica versus Catalonia international friendly full live stream. Maybe that one will work for you guys, but I've just tried to click on the link, but it's not working on YouTube. I don't know if that's because of my region. So maybe you guys could give that a try. Let me know if that one works for you guys. Again, got a little bit of a temporary break here, guys. I think it's due to a injury, some sort of coming together. Not really sure what happened. Tariq looks like he's wobbling off here, guys, which is not a positive sign, considering we got those all-important games on the horizon there coming up for the Jamaica men's national team, where the CONCACAF Nation League is concerned. So it looks like we're going in for a early substitution. So Tariq is going off, and who is coming? It looks like McGee is coming on. So that's a early substitution for Jamaica. I need to see what happened there. Let's see. Tariq off. McGee. That's an early substitution. Just gone past 10 minutes on the clock. I'm hoping that's not something that's concerning. I'm hoping it's something more precautionary because, like I said, we have the all important Nations Leagues coming up. So hopefully that's the gaffer. The gaffer being Paul Hall going for a safe bet, taking off Tariq there. He was limping. I need to see what happened in the replay because he was limping. Like I said, guys, with regards to those of you who are in Jamaica and you're struggling with the links, go ahead and try that YouTube link that I just mentioned. And if that don't work, then go ahead and try his goals. That should work. So I've given you 3 other alternatives: Crick Football, searching for the game live on YouTube. A live stream of the game is apparently on YouTube, or you could go and search for his goal. Jamaica is on the attack. Let's see if this is going to come out to anything. Need to see that replay. I don't know some of you are tuning in and you saw what happened there with Tariq. If you could let me know, was that a coming together? What type of injury was that? Like I said, I saw him limping off, and then he was replaced by McGee. So we got a corner for Jamaica, and we got the tower inside the block, inside the box. You guys should definitely know who I'm referring to. Mr. Jamal Topi, that is. See who we've got standing over the corner kick. Body structure looks a little bit. Ooh. Looks like it was McGee that was standing over the corner kick there, guys. I think need to watch this one on replay, but it does look like it's McGee. That one fell onto the head top of Clark Harris there, but didn't amount to nothing. So no equalizer on this occasion, guys. Steadily approaching the quarter of an hour in this game, and we are currently trailing by 1 goal. Don't look too bad, considering this will be the first time that the players have played together as a collective. Catalonia on the break, good save, good low save again there by Barnes there, guys. I think that's twice now, within minutes that he's saved us from Catalonia adding to the scoreline. Is that another low save? Yes, it was another low save from him. Quick response from Barnes. Decent game so far, guys. That's outside of the scoreline. I know nobody wants to be 1-0 down, but in fairness, I don't think the boys are playing poorly, if I'm being honest. Without sounding biased, I don't think they're playing poorly. I think they're looking fairly decent so far. Let me know again, guys, if you're having trouble finding the game, and I'll repeat a couple of the websites there. Crick Football, He's Goals, or you could search for the game live on a live stream on YouTube. So you have a few options, and I think if you're in the States across the pond, then it might be available on your usual ESPN. So go ahead and give those channels a try. If you guys are able to watch the game, let me know what you think of the match so far. Yes, we've gone past the quarter of an hour mark there, and we are 1 goal down against Catalonia. They're our host in tonight's international friendly. Also, let me know what you guys are expecting from this game. What's your expectation? What are you searching for? What are you seeking for? Let me know. Be interesting to know what you guys are hoping to get out of this game. 4 minutes it took the host to open the scoring inside. 4 minutes from a defensive error by Jamaica. No, I don't follow you. I don't follow you with that last comment there. Add some clarity to that last comment. I don't follow you with your last comment. So you're going to have to add some clarity. And I'm responding to the second to last comment. You sure it's on YouTube? Well, I was presented with a link. Another good save from Barnes. Jesus, wow. I was presented with a link, a YouTube link. Like I said, I don't know if it's working, but you can go ahead and try He's Goals, Crick Football, or that YouTube link that I was referring to. It might not work. A few of these links might not work for you guys depending on your regional location. So that is why I suggested that you guys should go ahead and get a VPN. So with a VPN, you could put your location down as the UK. So then it should definitely work for you. Um, yeah, so go ahead and play around with the links that I've mentioned, and hopefully something will work. Hopefully you guys would find a link that works. They can't all not be working. You'll be having a bad day at the office if that's the case. So there must be a link that works for you guys. Not a bad scoreline as we edge towards the 20th minute there, guys. If you see me looking down, I'm just trying to line up some notes there for you guys for the halftime analysis. Personally, like I said, I think we look all right given the variables on display, given the facts that we hold on to going into the game. I think we're looking all right. Oh my God, Coach! I am so sorry. I wasn't ignoring you. Sorry, Coach. I had my head down. Looking at some notes. So like I was saying, you could try crick free football or crick football. There is a YouTube link, but it might not work depending on your location. Or you could try He's Goals as well. So there's a few options there, Coach. Um, yeah, Crick Free should work outside of your region, and the YouTube link. It was actually Sir Rich that sent me that YouTube link. As you could tell, I was talking to him on the phone some minutes ago. So that one should be working. So let me know what works. I'm trying to see if I can find some more links for you guys. So let's go down and see if I can find some more link whilst I give a listening ear to the game itself. But you'll be pleased to know, coaches, this that we're actually looking decent, in my humble opinion. I hope I don't come across as being biased. Again, given the variables in which we took into the game, I think we're looking all right, knocking the ball around or trying to knock the ball around. Um, Barnes so far has been standout for me. Excellent question. Gerard Delafeu, he took Catalonia up 1-0 inside the fourth minute, but starman so far for us has no doubt been Barnes. He saved us on a number of occasions. Could easily have been down 4-0, if not more, if it wasn't for Barnes. We've got another player down on the deck. Let's see who he is. Talbot. It looks like it's Talbot that's out, that's down on the deck there, guys. Let me look a little bit more. So we've got a little hydration break. Like I said, Talbot is down on the deck. It appears. Just need to see what happened. Hope he's okay. Hope it's not going to be another substitution there for us because we've already used up one substitution. Let me just see something. Let me know if you guys have any luck finding the stream, and I'll keep looking for you guys. I'll keep looking with you guys, I should say. So let me know if you guys are having any issues while trying to watch this. Well, thankfully he's up, so that's not a concern. So was a little bit wary there that we might be getting another substitution. So if you guys are tuning in, we are 1-0 down against Catalonia, and that was at early doors, thanks to Gerard Delafeu. Hold your horses there, guys. Looks like we're going to get another substitution. I'm seeing someone take their bib off. I'm hoping that they're only going to warm up their legs, although I don't think you need to take your bib off when you're doing running on the sidelines. So it looks like we might be getting, another Talbot off, guys. It looks as if Kenroy Campbell is appears to be coming on. So there we go. Two untimely substitution there. Well, that's a shame, isn't it? Might have to hold our breath for the rest of the for the duration of the match, guys. What did I say? I said Campbell came on, didn't I? So that was Campbell on for Talbot. Okay, so Talbot off. and Campbell on. So that's two untimely substitution there, guys. So 23 minutes gone. We are trailing 1 goal down against Catalonia. Right. Let me just try and get something up quickly. I don't know if you're still there, coach. What was your expectation going into this game? Was you saying it's a straight up Catalonia win? Or was you thinking maybe we might be able to get something out of it? Was you feeling a draw? Or are you feeling a bit like myself that you're not too pressed about the results? You just want to see the boys play, give a good account of themselves, and put themselves in the driving seat to be selected for the all important Nations Leagues game. Let me know what you guys make of Catalonia so far. And if you're still not able to watch the game, I don't really know why that is. I've already given you a couple options. Crick free football, that is his goals, or apparently they are also showing the game live on YouTube. So you guys have a couple options that you could work with. I'm trying to see if I can find a few additional links. Bear with me. I'm trying to see if I can get you guys to actually watch the game rather than to be sat here and watch me instead. Do you have the link for the game? If you are just tuning in, we are 1-0 down against Catalonia. Gerard Delafeu opened the scoring inside the 4th minute. And guys, we're steadily approaching the 30-minute mark. Still trailing by 1 goal to the good. Like I said, Dylan Barnes, for me, he's been keeping us in this. Could easily, as I've said before, could easily have been 4 goals down, possibly even more. But he's been saving us with some impressive goalkeeping. Good defensive work. Let me know if you guys have managed to find a link to the game. If not, I'll be more than happy to repeat myself. I'll keep an eye on Cucurella as well. Wouldn't want to see him get in his strides. Already testing our defense on a number of occasions. Thankfully, it's come to nothing, and long may that one continue. Okay, right. Let's see. Let's see something. Let's see. I'm gonna see if I can guys, I don't think I can get you any more links. I think that's it. If these links aren't working, if Crick Football, his goals, and that YouTube link, like I said, someone sent me a YouTube link and it appears to be working based off it's definitely working. You guys are telling me that it's not working. You guys you're clearly just doing your own thing, because like I said, it's definitely on YouTube. And there we are, guys. Looks like it's Delafelio again. 2 goals. Yes, it is. Gerard, 2 goals to the good for him, and he has doubled Catalonia's lead. So you guys who were telling me in the comment section that the YouTube link isn't working, that's not true, is it? Because it's definitely working. don't think I'm going to be giving you guys any more links because Mr. Beckford, I actually can't do that. That's not something that YouTube allow us to do. So just trust what I'm saying. Go Jamaica versus Catalonia international friendly full live stream. And that one works. If that one don't works for you guys, I honest to God don't know what to tell you. I think I've done my best. I've given you guys 3 suggestions. If you're telling me that that suggestion on YouTube don't work, I'm gonna say I disbelieve you. Um, because it should be working. So let me go and pass this link to someone else. Let me see if I can WhatsApp someone. Let's see. Okay. So yes, guys, go ahead and I cannot send the link in the comments because YouTube don't work like that. So all you need to do is go on YouTube and type in Jamaica versus Catalonia international friendly full live stream. It's really simple. That's all you need to do. Just type it into YouTube and it will definitely work for you. I'll even go one step further. I'll type it in. So all you need to do is just copy whatever I'm written. And if this doesn't work, then you have no luck. So I'll type in the exact link as it is. I can't give you the link. I can just give you how it's written. The link won't work in the comment section. And apparently sometimes YouTube give you strike for that, copyright strike. So sorry guys, I'm not going to risk getting a copyright strike. Instead, I'm going to say go ahead and copy this right here and put it in your search box and it will work. And if it doesn't work, then you're doing something wrong because you're not following the instructions. So go ahead and get yourself a VPN as I've mentioned and it should work for you. If it doesn't work, then I've done my best. I can't help you. I can't help you guys out on this occasion. I've done my best, and I do apologize, but I'm not the best person to help you out. Clearly, if you're just tuning in, we've gone past the 30-minute mark there, and Catalonia out by 2 goals to the good Gerard Delafelu, scoring on both occasions. Thankfully for us, Barnes has kept the score line down. In my humble opinion, I think it could have been more, possibly 5. Could have been up by 5 goals to the good Catalonia. But thankfully, that's not the case. Again, let me know what you guys were expecting from tonight's game. I didn't really come into this with any high expectations, and that's not to disrespect the player or the players or the gaffer, but I'm just looking at it as a test, really. See who can put themselves in pole position to say to Mr. Paul Hall, pick me when the Nations Leagues come up. So far, I think that person is Barnes, right, guys? Barnes could be in the driving seat there for potential start at the back where between the sticks. You'll be up against Mr. Andre Blake, the skipper for the men's national team. So guys, if you're telling me that YouTube link isn't working, well, communicate and let me know if it's working. Because it should be working, like I said. And if it's not working, go ahead and do the VPN as I suggested. But the link is working, guys, because I've just clicked on it myself. I'm going to turn down the audio so you guys can't hear it, but it's definitely working. I've just clicked on it again and the link is working, guys. So the YouTube link, I think that's the best option for those of you guys who are based across the globe, a bit like myself. The YouTube link is 100% working. So go ahead and click on this link right here. Nice and easy. Click on it and put it in your search, in your YouTube search box, and it will work. If it don't work, let me know and I'll try and help you out some more. If you are just tuning in, it's unfortunate. See, Mr. Beckford, you are most welcome, sir. Have yourself a happy afternoon. You see what teamwork does, guys? Some of you are telling me that it doesn't work. I'm going to go with Mr. Beckford. He says it does work. So I'm going to lean on Mr. Beckford. I don't know whatever you guys are doing, but like I said, you're doing it all wrong. Woo! From a set piece, I felt that one coming. It's 3-0 to Catalonia there, guys. Done so by a set piece. Saw that ball coming from a mile off from the corner of my eye. Not sure what happened there, but clearly there must have been a foul, right? Was there a foul? There must have been. If I'm seeing a set piece, then there must have been a foul somewhere. Yeah, that one floated into the box. To be fair, our defense should have done a better job at man marking. You guys are telling me that only me and Mr. Beckford are only able to watch the game? Surely not. Don't tell me that. Good afternoon to yourself, Mr. Gregory Reed. How are you, sir? How you doing? It's been a while since we've chatted. Probably over a week since I've done a live stream for you guys. So I do apologize. If you're just tuning in, Catalonia out in front. 3 goals to the good by the host. Like I said, you might not have heard me if you're just tuning in, but it could be a lot worse, guys. I think it's safe to say they're now in their rhythm. They're out on the attack. Oh, that one's gone wide, thankfully. They found their rhythm here, guys, on 34 minutes, and they're feeling themselves a little bit. So the scoreline probably going to go up inside the second 45. But is that not expected? Not making excuses for our boys, but let's weigh up the variables that we took into this game. Before you guys draw any assumption from the full-time score there. Catalonia there with 3 goals to the good against Jamaica. And we're looking at the men's team on this occasion. What channel showing up? Mr. Reed, go ahead and copy this here. This right here. I'm sorry I can't put the link down in the comment section because apparently YouTube are a little bit hit and miss. Sometimes they don't mind it. Sometimes they might flag you and give you a, what's the word I'm searching for? They give you a strike, copyright strike. And obviously I'm trying to avoid stuff like that. So all you have to do really and truly, we're in pole position for a direct free kick, by the way, guys. All you have to do, Mr. Reed, is just copy what's on the screen in front of you into the YouTube search box there. And then the game will pop up for you. I promise you it does actually work. Okay, if it works for me and it works for Mr. Andre Beckford, then it should definitely work for you. We've got Clark Harris standing over a free kick. Let's see what he can do with this one. It would be lovely if this one finds the target. We've got Johnson Clark Harris standing over the free kick, guys. Oh, that one went straight into the wall. That one didn't travel any distance. That one clattered right into the wall of Catalonia. Campbell, ooh, that's a little bit nasty. I mean, referee should have blew your whistle. Pretty sure that was a stamp on Campbell there, guys. I don't know if you guys are watching the game, but I'm pretty sure one of the Catalonian players there stood on Campbell's feet, it appears. Don't know if that was his ankle, but definitely trod it on him. Boys aren't playing too poorly. Definitely safe to say, I'm gonna go out here and say that the defensive error definitely caused gifted Gerard Deulofeu the opening goal there for Catalonia inside the 4th minute. Can only blame ourselves for that one. The second goal, or is it the second goal? The third goal, I should say. Third goal. Again, probably could have done better defensively, but let's remind ourselves that not really expecting to see any real synergy between players who have never played with each other before, where the Jamaica men's football team is concerned. So, new setup, new relationship building, so can't be too heavily harsh on them. Mr. Reed, you have a habit of predicting six. I'm pretty sure we've discussed six before, right? Jamaica have no defense. I'm reluctant to be a little too harsh on them there, Mr. Reed. There are a couple of variables there that we should take into consideration. Whew, that one went into the side netting. They left us flat satin on the floor on that occasion there, guys. Delafeu again, like, oh, instrumental so far. Worst thing I want to see is Delafeu and also Cucurella there. Oh, dropping some passes together, pulling some passes together. But yeah, I'm reluctant to focus too heavily on the defensive display. I know some of you are not going to be like me. I'm just going to say that, yeah, defense needs to be better. I agree with you. I definitely agree with you. Defense have cost us a few times. That's for sure. But Barnes, let me know what you guys think of Barnes, Mr. Barnes between the sticks. Good person to challenge our skipper, where the senior men's national team is concerned. Our skipper, Mr. Andre Blake. Good person to try to challenge Blakey to start in the pole position there where the CONCACAF Nation Leagues is concerned. Ooh, Jesus. It's getting a little bit uncomfortable, guys. Getting a little bit uncomfortable over here. They're feeling themselves. They're enjoying their football, the Catalonians. He's trying to ping that one into the box, into the back of the net, thankfully. That wasn't executed as well as he would have liked. We got to talk like it. We got to talk it like it is. That's what I'm saying to make the team better. Yeah, fair play, fair play, fair play. It is still worth considering the variables there though. Like I said, I wasn't expecting us to get something out of this game. I don't think many of us were expecting us to get something out of this game. I'm a little bit uncomfortable on my seat, so I'm gonna have to rearrange myself at half time. We're 5 minutes away from halftime. Probably get a few additional minutes there, taking into consideration two early substitutions there from Jamaica. And again, it is an international friendly, so we might not get any additional minutes. Might just get the referee blow on the whistle at the end of the first 45. Jamaica standing over a corner kick. This one was a little bit low and poorly envisioned. Not really sure what he was trying to drum up there. That one went straight into the feet of the Catalonian defense there, down the flanks to Jamaica. So if you guys are just tuning in and you're wondering what is this live stream all about, well, the banner pretty much reads for itself, doesn't it? Catalonia versus Jamaica in the international friendly, and we're looking at the men's national football team. We are currently 3 goals down as we close off on the end of the first 45. So we've got a free kick, guys. Right just outside the edge of the box. We've got Flemo, that is the captain, Junior Flemings, and we've got Hutchinson standing over it as well. Wonder what we can do with this one. We've got, like I said, Hutchinson and our skipper for tonight, Junior Fleming, standing over the free kick. By the looks of it, position-wise, it looks like it's going to be Flemings going for it. Yes, it is. Good idea. Good idea. Looks like, let's see if I can watch a replay of that one. It looked on first glance, it looked as if the wall jumped. Did they jump? Yeah, they did. Would have been lovely if that one found the back of the net, but not on that occasion. Mr. Reed says they have a good team. They're very, very good. Are you referring to Jamaica or Catalonia? Hey, add a bit of clarity to that one for me. Right, so let's go ahead and see if I can get something up for you guys as we edge towards the closing of the first 45. So guys, 2 minutes away from the end of the first 45. I said the end of the first 45, but 2 minutes away from 45 minutes on the clock. Then we might have maybe 1 or 2 additional minutes of added time. Perhaps not, because it is an international friendly. Wow. Wow. Hat trick. Hat trick for Delafeu there, guys. A hat trick. First off, hat trick. What you call cruise control for that one. Gerard Delafeu there with his hat trick. First off, hat trick. I can't even hate. That was a good goal, guys. Apologies for saying that. I know you guys don't want to hear me tell you that that was a good goal, but it was a good goal from a football perspective. Nicely worked there from the back. But our defense, you want to see the assists, like the assists more than the goal itself. From Catalonia. So he's got his first half hat trick. Hope we don't get no more goals. Gaffer should take him off, let him go sit on the bench. It's only a friendly. I'm just making some notes, guys. So if you guys can hear any typing, I apologize. Just making some notes here for you guys. So we got a first off hat trick there from Gerard Delafeu, in case you guys are wondering. Catalonia. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. I think we can all agree on that one, Mr. Reed. Yes, they do have some. They do have a good side. Like I said, I was right there, guys. 2 additional minutes of added time until the end of the first 45. Yes, exactly. Mr. Reed says, remember, Jamaica is rebuilding, so let's hope we can get something good out of this. That's all we are open in. That's all we're open for. Absolutely. Absolutely. Definitely agree with you on that. I didn't come into this saying that I'm going to be worked up if we don't get what we want from the game. No, big up the guys. If we don't, well, we're not going to get nothing from the game, are we? 4-0 down at the end of the first 45. Not upset with the guys at all. Familiar faces. All people will be familiar with each other, really and truly. Should be the usual guys there. So Barnes, Topi to an extent. Obviously Flemo, McGee, even McGee to an extent. So it's a new squad, not familiar with each other. And that's the end of the first 45. In case you were wondering, Catalonia out in front. A first half hat trick there from Gerard Delafeu. He opened the scoring inside the 4 minutes. And things pretty much went their way, Catalonia's way after that. They are the host for tonight's game, and they are sitting quite comfortably out in front. Against our inexperienced reggae boys there in our international friendly. So let me know what you guys make of the end of the first 45. Speaking Spanish, I can't translate this bit for you guys, so I'll just wait until I'll wait until half time. Move my chair forward. Wait until the second half gets underway. So far, it seems to be Mr. Reed is the only one who's communicating with me. You guys are not in a talkative mood today, are you? I'm gonna put myself on mute, guys, so I can move some things around and I don't want to disturb you guys. So let me just mute myself quickly. Right, that's better. So yes, guys, talk to me in case you guys were able to watch that game. In case you're tuning in and you can't watch that game, let me go ahead and tell you how to watch it. Go ahead and click this caption right here and paste it in your YouTube search box, and that will take you to a link of the game. That will most certainly take you to a link for the game. And in terms of your player of the match so far, where Jamaica is concerned, who's your player of the match? I'm going to state the obvious that it's Barnes for me. I know I've echoed a couple of praises for Barnes at early doors. Like I said, guys, it could be a lot worse. You're seeing 4-0 at the end of half time, aren't you? You could be looking at 8-0 if we're being honest with ourselves. So Barnes has he's come up clutch on a couple of occasions to dig us out there from any early first half embarrassment, right? Mr. Reed says, I understand it's a friendly. It is a friendly, and I'm going to be dying on that hill there, Mr. Reed, Mr. Gregory Reed. Good question. He's been quiet, but let's remind ourselves that in terms of synergy, this is probably the start of synergy building where our Rigger boys are concerned. These boys aren't used to playing with each other. So Amari's been in the shadows a bit, but he's not the only player that's been in the shadows. The majority of our outfield players, I don't see no standout performance from our outfield players there in that first 45. Hence me praising Barnes. Barnes, I think, for me, has been our standout player. That is irrespective of the score line. Like I said, it could be worse. It could be sat here saying that we're 8-0 down at halftime, but that's not the case. So Barnes has done his job. Lovely question. Love your question there about Hutchinson. How do I pronounce your name? Fowlin? Is it Mr. Fowlin? Winston Fowlin? Did I pronounce that right? Correct me if I got your pronunciation wrong and teach me how to pronounce it. I like getting you guys' name wrong. So if I got your name wrong, then teach me how to pronounce it, please. Right then, guys. Let me see what else I can do to assist you guys. I am so happy that this is being shown at such a decent time. Lord knows I am so tired of doing live streams at crack of dawn. You guys are quite quiet tonight. Why is that? Is it because most of you are at work? You know, most of you are probably at work watching the game. Better not let your bosses hear you. Better not let, unless you're your own boss. Speaking of bosses, where is Mr. Mikey Ballin, the boss of all boss? I know that he can definitely watch the game even if he's at work because he's his own boss. Mr. Richard Stevens as well would be lovely to hear what Mr. Richard Stevens thinks of the game. If I'm able to get through to any of those guys, if they're watching it, that is. And also, whilst you guys are here, let me know what you guys think of my athletics content. I hope you guys have been watching my athletics content as well. If you are just tuning in, you're a Catalonia fan, you'll be pleased to know that you're out in front, scoring 4 goals to the good there. Gerard Delafeu on a first half hat trick against Jamaica, and we are looking at the men's national team. If you support Jamaica like myself, you're probably a little bit feeling like it is what it is. Nothing to be downbeat about. So like I said, if you guys want to watch the game and you're struggling, let me know. Okay, it's the fouling. That's wonderful stuff. Good to know that I didn't butcher your name. So that's wonderful stuff. I don't think I've seen you on my channel before. If I have seen you and I'm repeating myself, I apologize. But there's so many people that stop by the channel every now and again. It's sometimes hard to to mark everyone unless you're like a regular. It's sometimes hard to mark everyone. So if you are new to the channel, then I do hope you go ahead and hit that subscribe button there for me, Mr. Fowling. And also, I hope you hit that like button as well. I hope you're enjoying the content, and I hope this won't be your last time on my channel. Glad that I got it right. Music to my ears. Fishing adventure. Thank you. It's very kind of you. Thank you. That's a lovely comment. Hope your day is going well. If you guys are just tuning in, let me just remind you all that it's Catalonia out in front on 4 goals to the good against Jamaica, and we are looking at the men's national team there, international friendly, and this is your watch along. So if you're looking to watch the game itself, here's what you do: you go ahead and you click on this right here. Click on this comment and paste it in your YouTube search box there, or your you call it search engine, is that the right word? And go ahead and press search, and that will take you to a live stream of the actual game itself on YouTube. So you won't have to leave YouTube or go elsewhere. That will definitely take you to a live stream of the game. So go ahead and do that. Again, apologies for not being here over the last. Mr. Shamal Lawrence, I've literally just explained that. I hope you caught every word of what I said. If you didn't, let me go ahead and reiterate that for you. Go ahead and copy what's on screen and search and put it in your YouTube search engine or search box. And that should take you to a live stream of the actual game itself. And whilst you're here, Mr. Lawrence, before you disappear, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Hope I'm not asking too big of a favor. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button for me, and also the like button before you exit my live stream. And thank you in advance, and have a lovely afternoon. At least you get a little time to relax a bit, right? Because I am so happy, Mr. Reed. I am over the moon with this. I love this fixture. You know, we're usually here at like 2 a.m. in the morning in UK time, right? Sometimes 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, dying for some sleep. So this is wonderful stuff. I'm enjoying myself. Again, Mr. Reed, since you're the only one who's communicating with me, who's your man of the match so far? We're not going to talk about Mr. Gerard Delofeu, right? Because he's just tearing. He's having too good of a time, if you ask me. The gaffer need to go and put him on the bench. I've seen enough of Mr. Delofeu. Also, Cucurella as well. He hasn't found his stride, and I hope it stays that way because we all know what he's capable of, don't we? I think he's going to be losing. He's going to be exiting the Premier League. I think Barcelona have their eyes. Is it Barcelona? No, it's not. It's Manchester City. So he's not leaving the Premier League. My apologies there, guys. It's Man City. Yeah, Man City eyeing up Brighton's Cucurella. What a signing that would be for them. Beautiful coverage. Yes, I also watched it. Thank you, Miss. I try to give you guys decent bit of work since you guys give me some good support, and I'm glad that you enjoyed it. It was nice to cover. In case you guys are wondering what we're talking about, I have backtracked into athletics. I'm making up words. Backtrack into athletics over the weekend, guys, and gave you guys the Diamond League from Birmingham. That went down well with you guys. I've seen that the Johan Blake interview so far. If I can get a copy of that and paste it, and I should be able to paste this link without getting any trouble with YouTube because it is my own content. That one has gone up to over 12,000 guys. So over 12,000 of you have over 12,000 views have been accumulated on that Johan Blake interview that I did there. Also managed to speak to the man from St. Thomas, Mr. You guys know who I'm talking about, right? If you don't know your athletics, maybe I need to remind you, or maybe I need to tell you about Parshy. It's the Parchment there, the man from St. Thomas, the legend from St. Thomas, the reigning Olympic 110 meters hurdles champion. Let me go ahead and drop a couple of those links there in the live stream for you guys, so you guys can go ahead and give those interviews a watch. If you haven't done so already, go ahead and give them a watch. Okay. That was a dream interview. All of those interviews were dream interview. Hansel was a dream interview. Yowen was a dream interview. Geneve, I've interviewed Geneve Russell a few times, but that was still a dream interview. Also Sharika Jackson as well. All of those Jamaican athletes are so pleasing to interview. Omar McLeod as well. Zarnell Hughes. So yeah, I managed to tick off everyone on my list. A couple other interviews in the back pocket as well. Absolutely loved my weekend last week. But let's go back to the game. I know I just branched off onto some athletics conversations here. In case you guys are tuning in, this is what today's live stream is all about. It is Catalonia versus Jamaica in the international friendly where the men's team is concerned. We're currently down by 4-0. Probably not surprised by that, right? Probably are surprised by Gerard Delafeu halftime hat trick. How you feel about that? Mr. Richard Stevens, our crystal, a valuable lesson in team play, being dominated by Catalonia. Jamaica and Paul Hall will take plenty from this experience. Keep growing, keep going and growing, reggae boys. Lovely comment there, Mr. Stevens. Lovely, lovely comment. How's your evening? What's on the dinner menu? Oh, I have forgotten my manners with you guys tonight. What is on the dinner menu, guys? It's now approaching my dinner time, and guess what? I've not actually tabled anything for dinner, so I'll be coming over for dinner at someone's house. I'm not going to head toward Mr. Richard Stevens because I have a feeling he might not let me in. I reckon he might see me come in and maybe put the little latch over the door. I don't know, something tells me that he would do that. I might be wrong though, guys, but something tells me he would do something like that to me. But who knows? Let me know what's on the dinner menu, guys. Let me see whose house am I heading to for dinner tonight. We are steadily edging towards the second 45 in today's game, and the clock is saying 3 minutes to 7 p.m. here in the UK. Perfect timing for a football. This is what I like. Soup. I have never had tomato soup. I have never in my life had tomato soup. How's that? Is it any good? Never had. I've seen it in the supermarkets enough. To be honest with you, I've always walked past it. I've always told myself that I wouldn't like it. I've never given it a chance. So how we doing? Is it any good? It's not the soup that I usually go for, Mr. Stevens. I usually go for my goat soup or my chicken soup, my beef soup. That's the soup that I usually go for, sir. I'm looking forward to my brunch with you. I am looking forward. Did we agree on Brazilian? Or we going Brazilian? I think we agreed on Brazilian there, Mr. Steven. The healthy option and nice. Okay, straight to the heart. I love that. Junior Flemings with some on-field leadership there. He's clearly giving instructions to his team. I think he might be saying they need to be a little bit compact, a little bit tighter. Don't ask me how I know that. I'm just trying to guess what he's saying based off his gestures, his hand gestures. Might be telling his teammates that they need to be a little bit more compact there, particularly at the back. If that's the message, then he's absolutely right. Like I said, absolutely lovely there to see Mr. Junior Flemings with the captain's armband. He's been through the trenches with us, hasn't he? From a youngster all the way up to the national team, the senior national team, that is. And we are officially underway for the second 45. In case you're just tuning in, it is Catalonia versus Jamaica in an international friendly. And we're focusing on the men's team. Gerard Delafeu with a first half hat trick, guys. Catalonia also found another goal, so it is 4-0 as things stand. Do fans need patience? Patience is always needed when you're in the 12th man. But let's just remind ourselves that the gaffer, Mr. Paul Hall, did say succession plan when he took over, right? Particularly in his, I think it was his last press conference there, if I'm not mistaken. He did mention succession plan going towards the future as we look to rebuild on our disappointment of missing out on a yet another men's World Cup qualification. So heading into the Nations League, Mr. Paul Hall from the start has mentioned all good keeping, fantastic keeping from Buzz. I don't. Mr. Paul Hall's got some decisions to make. That's all I'm saying. Where Barnes is concerned, he's got some decisions to make because he's keeping us from being absolutely hammered here. Never find goalkeeping display there at the back by or a keeper. The man between the sticks, Barnes. What another good save! Woo! Jeez. Wow, I am loving it. I am absolutely loving it. I hope you guys are able to watch the game like myself. Catch you later. I hope I will be catching you later, Mr. Stevens. I don't know if you're able to give me maybe 5 minutes of your time at the end of the full time score there. Would appreciate it. But do check in with your two bosses first. I don't want them knocking at my door. I don't want your two young gents knocking on my door. Now look who has entered the chat. One of my favorite human beings has entered the chat. I'm assuming he's talking about the live stream. So let me go ahead and drop it in the box for him. So like I said, Dick, I am loving this, guys. Let me know what you guys think of Barnes. Because for me, absolutely just he's doing it for me there between the sticks, guys. My player of the match so far. I'm saying my player because obviously I'm focusing on Jamaica. I'm not focusing on Catalonia. Good player. Good build-up play there. By Jamaica. Unfortunately, weren't able to execute what we had in mind. But yeah, I mean overall, if you're talking about player of the match, then you're obviously going to give it to Delafeu, right? He's on a hat trick, first off, hat trick that is. But I'm saying I'm focusing on Jamaica because this is a platform that focuses on Jamaican players, athletes, the whole lot, all things Jamaica. So I'm looking at it from our perspective. But big up Catalonia and their players. Seems like they got some good turnout as well there, guys. I keep on saying that if we want to do things going forward in the future, we need to go to the drawing board. Is that what they say in football? Go to the drawing board? I think we need to go to the lab. I think we need to go to the science lab and try and get that right formula. I know I have the right formula when it comes to talking about football because there's one person I know I can lean on. Perhaps Mr. Paul Hall needs to go and find himself my formula and see if he can formulate something towards success. To be fair to the gaffer, I think he's looking decent so far. Not going to be harsh on the gaffer, Mr. Paul Hall, and his players in this international friendly. But like I said, I've already found my formula. I'm not going to be sharing my formula with the gaffer though. He has to find his own formula. And if I say formula, you guys know who I'm referring to, right? It's none other than Mr. Formula Sports. How are you, sir?
Hey, what's up?
I am well. How are you? How are you finding the game?
Um, it's a okay game. I mean, barring the scoreline and some bad defending.
Definitely bad defending. Definitely
It,
bad
it's
defending.
it's it's a weird game to really dissect in terms of it. Yes, the team is under four at halftime, but it's not. It's not. There are positives. There are positives to take from the performance, in my humble opinion. You know. A disorganized. Oh, Jesus. Yo, we disorganized at the back in a man. Like, seriously. You're on mute, you know, Crystal? Oh, I think she's talking to somebody.
I'm on mute. I was on mute this whole time. I was saying that they're dancing around this formula. What do you make of Bond so far? Because I think if it wasn't for him, we'd be looking at double figures.
Yeah, I think dynamic movement and the incisive passing from the Catalonians combined with the disorganized defending on the part of the Jamaicans is really and truly proving to be our downfall. Part of the reason why we're disorganized is we have to remember that this backline playing together is relatively new together. You know, this backline has never really played together before. So, but yeah, I think when the Catalonians get into the final third, it's a bit too easy for them. It's a bit too easy for them. I think that the Barcelona player Puig or Pug, I think he's really, finding those pockets of space and really causing problems in front of our defensive line, man. I think you said you wouldn't really beat Paul Hall. I wouldn't either. Because to be fair, barring the poor defensive, barring the all over the place at the back, I think that I would kind of give him some a little bit of beating is that he played Jordan Cousins on the left hand side of the pivot rather on the right hand side of the pivot. And if you notice, Pug, the Barcelona player, is dropping into the half spaces on the left hand side, on the left half space channel, or on the right hand side of our double pivot. So really and truly, Howell is now the person, or Howell is now the pivot that is closest to him. And Howell kind of lost on the defensive side of things, like him really and truly not track the movement of Puig, or Pug. I keep on, whatever you pronounce it. I don't know the play on me at that. But yeah. So I think that's the only thing I would really beat Paul Hall for if it was me personally. Me that it switch around Cousins and Howell. I don't know if it would have made much of a difference, to be fair. Decent chance there. That. Good ball over the top for Kahim Paris. Keeper came out and made himself big. A Topi string the ball there a while ago. That was a very good part. Yo, one thing you have to get Topi for, man. One prop you have to get Topi. Decent cross. Flemmer's had a few. Flemmer's gotten himself into some dangerous situations. I think Tyreek Magee just made that cross there a while ago. But yeah, that's the only thing I'd really knock Paul Hall for though, Crystal, is the pivots. I think you should have switched them around. But to be fair, I don't even think it would have made a difference, yes, but who would have still be a problem?
I
It
think
would have still be a problem.
on a positive there, Formula, whilst we were chatting there, thankfully, Mr. Hattrick Man himself, Gerard Delafeu, he's gone off. So thank God we don't have to worry about him. But,
Yeah.
like you said, they have players there that would still have caused us problems. Cucurella as well. He could potentially cause problems if he's allowed to get within his stride.
Yeah. They're running these patterns of play down there. And it's common with these Catalonian teams or Catalonian coach teams. They're running these patterns of play that get runners in behind the space behind the fullbacks. And it has, Maggie Dasher, boy. Maggie Dasher too, boy. Jesus have mercy. Yo, Maggie has done well,
Star boy.
Yo.
I was speaking earlier on to Mr. Stevens, and I was saying, out of all of the players, Tariq really just have to make sure that he's got his headspace as clear as daylight. As unfortunately for him, he only gets opportunities here and there in drips and drabs, so he can't afford to allow the past to cloud over what is happening now, here and now for him. If you get what I'm saying.
Yeah. I don't know. With Maggie. Yo, Maggie is a head scratcher because on the one hand, Paula making a giving Adai a run out.
So Barnes is gone off.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of this keeper, Adai.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've watched some of his performances and man, I know, I'm not sure. Question marks. Who's that down the right now? Paris? Being double
No, I
teamed?
think your stream probably showing better than me, Formula. I think I might be a little bit delayed, which
Oh,
is no problem.
oh.
I don't mind. I can always catch up, but so I can't see
Mm-hmm.
what you're looking at. I'm a little bit like maybe a couple seconds delayed.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think we share the same sentiments. Not downbeat about what's happened today because if it's not a case where we can critique, the lack of synergy, not being able to string passes together because there's variables there that we ourselves can't argue with, isn't there? Factual stuff. Got another player down. Looks like Topi is down.
But I think,
Oh, yeah, he just marched him off the ball. He's a tough
yeah,
man
yeah,
not to miss that ball.
yeah. He's a big young man, massive young man. But as I was saying with Maggie is a real head scratcher because whenever you see him represent Jamaica, you see the quality there. But you cannot deny the fact that this is a young man who struggles to even make the bench in Belgium. So you have to really be wondering what is taking place.
This is why I was saying formula, and this is why I said he cannot afford, be it things that happens at club level or international level in the past to prevent him from fully expressing himself here and now.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's easy for him to dwell in the past and say that what happens at club level and what's happened at international level in the past, we've not been able to see the best of him, but he cannot afford to carry the past with him in the present because as far as I'm concerned, he's on a clean slate.
Yeah. No, he definitely has to take his chances when he gets them. Turgot is on the field as well too.
Yeah, he came on.
Yeah, that's the thing. We're not really seeing the substitutions. It's
I
just
didn't
when you
see
see them
Turget
pop up in the
come on.
game.
So, Mr. Porter there, the scoreline at the moment is 4-0 to Catalonia. And we had Gerard Deulofeu who picked up a first half hat trick. Myself, and I think Formula as well. I know I'm definitely leaning towards Barnes as our standout player there. He saved us from a humiliating double figure there, where our
Yeah.
team is concerned. But he's been substituted not too long ago.
All right. Good high pressing. We win the ball. Shot and go. Ooh, decent try. Who was that? Cousins.
It looked
Yeah.
like Cousins. Yeah, I think it was
Yeah.
Cousins.
Not bad at all. I think we have changed our shape though. I
And
think
I
we have.
was going to ask you about that, formula. I was talking about in terms of building that synergy there in the first half. Do you think that we were able to perhaps not release ourselves from the shackles because of the two unplanned early substitutions?
Um. Interesting question. It could play a factor, but truth be told, regardless of the substitutions, the first half would have been difficult. I think what we're seeing, Crystal, is a Reggae Boys team that looks to be under decent management. Oh, Lord have mercy. Wait, as I said that. Get back, boys. Get back. Get back. Defensive transition. Mercy. Catalonia almost scored. But I think especially going forward, I am very optimistic. We
Yeah.
have not been we have truth be told, we have not struggled to put the ball on the ground and get into our final third. We have done that relatively well, right? But what we're just seeing, in my humble opinion, between these two teams is the deficit in quality. I think that's the thing that stands out to me personally, the deficit in quality between these two teams in terms of the lack of quality, so to speak, is being shown up a little bit in the final third at times, where we're kind of running out of ideas a bit in the final when we get to the final third. But also, the deficit in quality is definitely showing itself up when Catalonia get into the final third, and they are full of ideas. Pug is just he has a ton load of ideas, and tricks up his sleeves. So I think that's the main thing that stands out to me. I don't know if you agree. You see a deficit in quality between the quality of both teams.
Mm, 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 mm. Yeah, it's one of those things that I think, no disrespect to our players. Obviously, we're not trying to downplay them or the gaffer, but I think what I gathered from what you're saying is it's just a case of us taking what we've seen on display tonight and just taking it back to the drawing board and say, this is where we go forward. This is the area that needs to be tweaked. Fortunately for us, we're looking at it from a positive perspective. So we're not saying that this is completely shambolic, because at least
Yeah,
we can say there's a good bit of decent handling on the game from a managerial perspective. Clearly you can see that they're more organized, and the way you can tell that the players are more organized is they appear to be more freer and more expressive with the way they take to the field of play and how they try to generate some form of synergy.
yeah. I agree. I agree. This Catalonia team is a team comprised of players that play at an extremely high level. I'm looking at this team, and this team appears as if it were lifted out of Europe and placed in CONCACAF. It might be the strongest team in CONCACAF.
Well, we don't want there to be no lifting, okay? If they're going to lift anything, lift themselves to the state national side. We don't want them coming over on our waters. Some bit of good news there. Mr. Nico Breck is on. I think it was Clark Harris that's gone off just now. Yes, it is Clark Harris gone off for Mr.
Yeah,
Nico Breck. Long
yeah.
overdue to see Mr. Nico Breck there in the Jamaica national men's senior team. Well deserved, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, part of the reason why he hasn't gotten his chance is because of the quality that we have been feeling up front for the last couple of months. So, but yeah, he does deserve to get a look in for sure. But I mean, when you look at the Catalonian players in terms of the level that they play at, the clubs that they play at, the leagues that they play in, right? I mean, let's see what Nico Brett does. Let's see how he measures up against this sort of opposition. This is not a joke team, and you know what's so crazy about this? This is one, not a joke team, and two, it's a quality team that plays tiki taka football. So
Absolutely.
it's a serious formula right there. So.
Absolutely. And in spite of all of that, I'm not feeling downbeat, but I'm going to have to stick a pin in it because I can see that the lovely Sir Porter has entered the building. You guys should be familiar with Mr. Devon Porter because you would have seen him over on coach's desk a number of times. But if you're not familiar with him, it is Mr. Devon Porter. How are you, sir?
I'm very good, Crystal. Formula, how are you? Can you hear me?
Yeah, man, hearing you.
Yeah. I just want to say what Formula said about if Catalonia would go into CONCACAF. Formula, you gotta remember that this Catalonia team is majority the Spanish national. Okay, these are high caliber players from Barcelona, Espanyol, and other clubs. Catalonia is the strongest region in Spain when it comes to football. Okay,
True,
this is
true.
the and maybe it's about 10 or 12 players that plays on the Spanish national team in this team. You know, PK and all of those. These are giants of footballers. And for Jamaica to play against Catalonia and 4-0 down is not I'm not ashamed of that because I remember with Lionel Messi, Argentina played Catalonia and the score was 4-0 at the end of the game a few years back. So people have to remember that. If Catalonia was recognized by FIFA, they can put a team together that can compete and probably win the World Cup. That's how good they are. Because when you look at the Spanish national team that won the World Cup in when was it? 2010. 14 of the players came from Catalonia. So this is how powerful their football is. So I wouldn't hold my head down. I would hold my head high and said, listen,
You know what? Yeah, I think we're all sharing the same message, Mr. Porter. I don't think anyone I'm gonna say that I think myself and the formula are speaking from or singing from the same hymn sheet in the sense that we're not downbeat about the result because not to be disrespectful to our boys, not saying that we don't believe in them, but in terms of the caliber of opponents that we're up against today, it's somewhat expected to be beaten and to be beaten by some respectable distance. And yes, you're referring to like the 2010 champions where the Spanish national side is concerned, but when you take certain facts into consideration and then look at our variables that we took going into the game, I don't think anyone can look at this scoreline saying that we are um, 4-0 down against Catalonia and be ashamed of the scoreline. There's nothing there to be ashamed about. Let's remind ourselves that the gaffer Paul Hall did talk about synergy, and he did talk about what's the word that he used? He said that it is about a succession plan. So this is all about the succession building that Paul Hall touched on some weeks ago. I think it was again in his last press conference there for the Reggae Boys senior national team. So I'm definitely not downbeat or upset or annoyed about what I've seen on display tonight.
absolutely. I haven't seen the game. I'm not seeing the game. I'm actually driving from work, heading home. But
That's a
I
shame
I
because
I was listening.
I was going to ask you who is your standout player, so I can't even ask that now.
No, no, no. I'm just concerned. Did Hutchins to get a chance to get into the game at all?
That is a lovely question. I have said that yes, he did start, so that's music to your ears. But it's not just Hutchinson. I think in terms of excluding what we're seeing on screen now, so as we edge towards the latter stage of the game, no disrespect to our outfield players, but
Mhm.
they found it difficult to get into their strides.
Well, it's if you look at the team, this is just a team that put together. I mean, last week.
Exactly. It's
So
a new team,
this
so
is
that that's
yeah.
that's
So
what I'm
so
not.
I wouldn't expect anything an over the moon performance.
Exactly.
I would expect for them to go out there and just equip themselves. It's an experience. Soak it up and see where we go from here and who gets into the Nation League team and who doesn't. But I think it's for the youngsters it should be a proud experience. And there are lots more to come down the road. So I mean, don't hold your head down, hold it high, and says, listen, I know one day this team, that Paul is trying to put together, will come together. He has another year and a half to get it right, to put a team together, heading into the next World Cup qualifiers. And I'm pretty much sure he will get it right. A lot of people gonna say this and say that, but from seeing what he's trying to do, I know that he will put a good team together. It's football, and I always say this: until the locals get into world class situation, then they will understand that we are still in a learning process. Our football is not something that I would say we're over the moon about. The local players, I don't think they are finished product, because if some of the players are 24, 25, and people talking about development. Development ends, I would say 20 years old. When you're 20 years old, you should be breaking into the pros at 18, 19, and trying to cement your place in a team. So if you're gonna say a player at 24, 25 is he will develop, I don't think this game is for him.
Yeah, I agree with you. I definitely agree with you. Formula, you still with us?
Family probably sleeping.
uh,
Come on, family,
No
wake
man, no man, I'm here. Me click on something a while ago and something go wrong. But so I was
up.
just trying to rectify.
Okay.
Um, no, I mean, look, we just had a quite a sustained period of possession against the Catalonians. As a matter of fact, it was a period of dominance. To be fair, right? Probably about a good 10 minutes where the Catalonians struggled to really get out of their half. We were pressing and counter pressing and winning the ball high and in dangerous positions. And I mean, to be fair, in attacking transition, we have done as well as the quality that we have on display. Could, by the way, with them, Catalonia just hit the post, so we got lucky there. I think
So,
we're not picking up the Catalonians occupying, dropping into the space in front of the defense. We're not picking up those runs at all. Just cut it
and
back and
and
player
and
just
um
drop deep and just, oh god.
and formula, if it has a lot to do with the locals. I always talk about who is on the ball, who is away from the ball and around the ball, the movements off the ball. I mean, I think the local players, they only play football when they have the ball at their feet. When they don't have the ball at their feet, they tend to be lackluster. Nobody moves to open a space, to aid their teammate. You can make a run and you pull somebody out of position to create a space or an opening for your teammate to
Five.
land in those spaces. You
Them
know,
score again.
you know. So these are some of the learning process. And if you look at the Paul Hall team, um, you can see that they're trying to play some form of football. He's trying to implement something, but it's gonna take a while. I have no doubt it is gonna take a while. Jamaicans love winning, and if we're going to dwell on winning at this moment, we're in the wrong sport.
I agree with your point about the local players, and it was a point I was going to make earlier as well in the stream, that I think the local defenders really and truly are all over the place in terms of the locally based defenders, right? They don't have the technical know-how to track the dynamic runs being made by these Catalonians. They don't. They've never, as a matter of fact, these players have players like Zimenez was in the game earlier. Thomas Talbot was in earlier as well. Topi and these players, Campbell, they have never come across anything like this. I can tell you that straight up. Them I wonder if the Catalonian players are magicians, are genies. Because them see a player here 1 second, the next second when they look, the player disappear and the player make a run in behind them. They have never come across anything like this. They
And
don't have
that
the technical know-how to deal with this kind of dynamic movement.
and that is it. When I did my coaching license, they dwell on it, on the ball, away
Off the
from the
ball.
ball, around the
Hmm.
ball. Okay, what you do, and these are the three things that they dwell on in my when I did my coaching license. You know, and you have to really can break down a game. You know, so in one of my class they give you a video and you have to watch it and you have to break it down and tell them exactly what they're looking for. You know, these are some of the things that we as coaches need to point out to our players.
Yeah.
How you guys feeling about the Nations League?
I'm feeling optimistic. I mean, we'll get the strong. I mean, we have to remind ourselves that this is not the strongest team. The only thing I have an issue with is that Paul Hall seems a bit too willing for my liking to involve locally based players and not only involve them in the mix but give them meaningful roles. Me personally, with the greatest of respect to them, I watch the JPL games and all of that sort of stuff. I mean, no offense to them, but I just don't think they have the expertise to, unless they move out of the country, right, and experience that sort of development in a better jurisdiction, or in a jurisdiction that would facilitate, you know, better development in the technical know-how and technical ability of players. So that's my only worry about the Nations League, right? I don't think anybody, how can anybody look at this performance and not say that Paul Hall does not have the ability to be a good coach for us? I know he's a young coach, he's a learning coach, to be fair, right? And he's not the most experienced. And I'm not saying that Paul Hall is Pep Guardiola, right? But what I'm saying is that I think he has the ability to be a good, I think he's a good bargain coach in terms of relative to what we can afford, the quality that we can get, right? It's gone are the days. Look, some people have an issue with this, but I'm going to say it anyways. People, a lot of the times, we look back at the previous gaffer, right? If this was the previous gaffer, I tell you this right now, you would see us struggling to get past the half line. You'd see us struggling to get past the half line, and that is not the case. Yes, we're under 5-0, but to be fair, the boys have played some decent football. Catalonia has not had this game easy. To be fair, Catalonia has not had this game easy. It's been a test for them, right? The problem is that, what they do in their final third versus what we do in our final third, right? But it's all right. See, another shot on goal there. It look like who that? Akosa Chang, right? The Catalonia has not had this game easy, to be fair. It started off shaky and we had some injuries as well. But the boys have gradually grown into the game and have put up a decent showing. So I back Paul Allman. The one issue that I had, I said it to Crystal earlier, I would have swapped the two pivots. Had Cousins on the right side of the pivot and put Howell on the left side of the pivot so that the more experienced defensive minded pivot could have the responsibility for Poog and tracking his runs and defending that player. That's the only thing I'd knock Paul Hall for. Right? Apart from that, though, I wouldn't blame him for the poor defensive effort, because again, I think if there were better players in the back line, and if it was a back line that played more together and played more games together, then I don't think it would have been that bad.
Interesting observation there, Formula. I think in terms of your comments where the locals are concerned, I can't remember the word that you used, but in terms of the repeated opportunities given to them. I think the reason why you will see the gaffer do that is because perhaps one would argue and say that the only way that you're going to get better out of these locally developed players is if you give them a handful of repeated opportunities again and again and again, as opposed to just kind of throwing them in at the deep end and basically just making them sink or swim.
But here's the thing though, Krista, right? Me personally, I am not in favor of. I think most before let me put it this way. Before my baller the Richard King. The last time I saw a player straight out of the JPL that looked like he could add value for us at the international level was Kemar Taximan Lawrence. And that was years ago. Like I'm gonna put it as blunt as that. Right? I don't think look unless it's a real special exceptional talent, yes, give them the chance. But generally speaking, this all-inclusive um philosophy that Paul Hall has with locally born players, locally based players rather. I
There's a
am not
slight little
I'm not a
concern here, Formula. Sorry to
Maggie.
cut you off. Yeah, with
Yeah,
me.
no problem.
Oh, awkward landing. It looks like it's a little wrist injury, but I don't think it's
Yeah,
anything too
yeah,
overly
nothing too
concerning.
serious. Yeah, you should be alright.
Yeah,
It
sorry to
just
cut
felt
you off.
awkward.
He's still holding his wrist, so it must hurt because he basically just fell on his wrist. For those of you who are wondering, and he's in some discomfort, so
Yeah,
that one hurts.
he's gonna have to it probably I hope him don't sprain him wrist.
Yeah, that one hurt.
Cause if it's a sprain, then sprains nothing hurt like a sprain in a man. But he should be alright. They might apply the magic spray.
Someone is asking what time the match begin. Well, the match has already begun.
The
We're
match
five
soon
nil
done,
down.
boss.
Yeah, that one hurts.
Yeah,
So
but
he's walking off.
I'm not in favor of this all inclusive, locally based philosophy that Hall is working with. And I don't think they're not to respond directly to your the point that you opined. I don't think the national team is the place to be developing players. So if you have to be, in my humble opinion, if you have to be giving them game time in the national team to bring them up to this international level, no, sorry, you're not ready. You're not
Yeah,
ready.
Family. That's not how it works, eh? It does not work like that. You have to give people experience, and the only way they can get experience is by playing them. You cannot give them experience by sitting them in Jamaica. You have to play them to see, and the more they play, is the better they get. So you have to play them, regardless of how you
Sir
think.
Porter,
And
you
listen,
have
as
to
I
you
said,
have to play them
hold on, now. As I said,
overseas clubs, not the
no,
national
no,
team.
no, formula,
Give them the Sir
no,
Porter, give
formula.
them the experience.
How
Let
okay?
them leave the country like
International,
a Apostle Chang.
listen, international games and club games, two different levels.
I agree.
It's not every
It's
club
not two
footballer
different
can play
levels, but
international. It's not every club footballer can play international football. Okay?
um, I see your
Because
point. To a certain
international
extent.
football, you don't have enough time together. You will never
Mm,
have enough time together. You understand what I'm saying? Unless you get into a
mm.
World Cup tournament where you have 3 weeks of preparation or 4 weeks of preparation. But apart from that, the maximum time you might be together is maybe 4 to 5 days.
It's
So it's
different dynamics. I
different.
agree with you.
It's very different. And if you don't play them, they won't get experience. And
But Sir
and
Porter,
and here the gist of it. Here the gist of it. That is why a lot of local coaches back in the days didn't or couldn't get good young players in Jamaica. All right, let me give you one example. In my league, it's an adult league. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
you can if you're 100 and you're good enough, you're playing. It's a third division. You know that I am the only coach in the history of that league ever play a 14-year-old. And right now, after 6 years, he's one of the best players in the league. You understand what I'm saying? And if I did not give him his chance at 14, because if you're old enough, you're good enough, he wouldn't be where he is right now. So you have to give them their chances. If you don't, well, sorry, my friend, we won't have good local players.
But Sir
We
Porter,
won't.
all right. I don't disagree, with giving players who have the ability to match up to this.
Not sure what happened there, but we lost Formula.
We
He'll
lost
be
Formula.
Yeah, he's going to be back. I think the referees pointed to the penalty spot there, Sir Porter. Yes, he has pointed to the bit of a clumsy challenge in the box there from Jamal Topi. No real intent there from Topi. Went for the ball, but bit of a clumsy challenge there, and looks like
So
Catalonia will be awarded with a penalty. And
so the Catalonia team is leading 5 goals to nothing.
at
And the
present,
referee
yes.
and the referee give a penalty at this stage of the game.
And
So
yes.
so you see I'm not gonna comment on that anymore. Because if your team if I mean, is he a Spanish ref?
I have no idea, I have no idea where he's from, but
I
You
mean,
don't think that was a penalty, Crystal?
yeah, 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 yeah. It was a penalty. It
check
was, I think,
formula, that's not the issue. The team is leading at 5 goals to
six
nothing.
now, 6-0.
You understand what I'm saying? And the referee give a penalty. I'm not seeing it. I don't know the nature of the foul. I he give a he could turn a blind eye.
and that's a, and
So
that's how
so
international
that
football
is how
works, Sir
serious
Porter.
I tell you how some of these um countries take their football.
Yeah.
But as I was saying, you have to give players their chances to get better. Players complement player. I'm not saying that you should put 12 of them in the squad, but one or two of them, give them game here, game there. This Catalonia game means nothing. It's just for Paul Hall to run his eyes over and see, I mean, who are the players that he can move forward with. There might not be anybody from this team in his squad. You never know that. You understand what I'm saying? In his final squad. But he wants to see and he needs to see people for the next year and a half. He needs to see people before he can come to say, okay, I have 40 players in the pool that I think within 2 years I can build a team out of this 40. And he's a development coach. He will tell you that first and foremost. And this is what he does. You look at people. You look at people to see what they bring over and over and over and over. I know, listen, Jamaicans are impatient. We like to win. But if you're gonna look for winning at this stage, leading up to 2026, you're gonna have a lot of people with broken heart. It's like you see a girl that you like, you take her out a few times and you think that she's your girlfriend, but deep down, she's not your girlfriend. And when she decides to tell you, say, listen, it's not gonna work, your heart just drop in a hole. this is how the football is. So you have to give people their chances. Give people their chances. You can't fail them without giving them chances. And I know a lot of people is going to beat me and carry on because of what I am saying. But until they know the real world of football and in the position that I am in when it comes on to coaching young players, coaching a team, then they will realize.
All right, Sir Porter, I do have an issue with giving players a chance in a Sir Porter. That's not what I'm against, right? I believe that the JPL is so far off the pace in terms of the quality. When you juxtapose the quality of international football at a credible level versus the JPL, I think the JPL is so far off the pace that the national team will not be able to bring those players up to speed. Those players have to go in an environment that will provide them more consistency.
All right, let me explain this to you.
Because, hold on, Sir Porter, hold on. Because it's not about players. What you're arguing is players with the ability need to be given time to get used to international football because there are different dynamics surrounding international football. That I agree with. JPL players, though, they might have the talent, but they don't have the ability to cut it generally speaking, right? 99% of them, in my humble opinion, probably be a little bit more kinder to them. 95% of them, in my humble opinion, don't have the ability, right? To, even if they get used to the dynamics of international football, be able to cut it at that level, at the level of international football at a credible level. No, I'm not
who
saying
do you blame?
they don't
So who
have
do
the
you
talent.
blame? Who do you blame?
I'm not blaming the players. The system has failed them. I've said that
All
time
right.
and time. They have the
All right.
talent,
Let
but
me chime in
need to
here.
move overseas like a Kwasami supporter
Let me
and go into
chime in here.
overseas jurisdiction and receive some proper development
All right.
before they come back into the national team.
Let me chime in. Let me chime in here. You're saying that they need to go overseas. Do you remember the level of where the United States of America football was 20 say 30 years ago or 20 years ago? Let's say 20. You remember the
20.
level it was?
No, I wasn't
All right.
that into with
Okay.
football
Do
20
you
years.
remember when the United States after how many years, what was it, from in the 50s or something like that, didn't qualify for a World Cup, and then they beat the Trinidad team in what, 1990? Was it 1990? 1-0 and qualify for the World Cup.
If my recollection of history is right,
Okay, do
somewhere
you
about that.
remember where the United States football was at that time?
No, Mr. Porter, you talk
Okay.
about times when I never even alive.
Okay, all right.
Jesus,
Well, all
Mr.
right. Let
Porter.
me tell you, their football was nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
Then they host the World Cup. And after, because the United States is a big country with 230 million people, I think they probably have the most state-of-the-art stadium in the world. Okay? It's a powerful country. Look at where their football is now and look at the league that they created.
Mm-hmm.
So, and look at how the players are coming out.
Mm-hmm.
So, when you look at it, we don't have a development system in Jamaica.
Mm-hmm.
We expect 3 months of football for high schoolers to put players at a level to represent the country at the national team level.
All of that I agree with, Sir Porter.
Listen,
I know all of
listen to
that.
me. Not going to happen.
Mhm. I
A
agree.
small, a
I
small
agree.
country, a small country like Jamaica with so much talent, until we implement good development plan going forward, where the players being trained properly by qualified coaches, because right now I don't think the coaches are up to speed. Qualified coaches, year in, year out, okay?
Mm-hmm.
For And this is the reason why Paul is implementing this plan. But this plan is for the national team. We need to implement a plan for development.
Yeah,
And it has to
I
be
agree.
and it has to be that you need to start finding the 7 and the 8 and the 9 and the 10 years old, and you put them in a good football facility, get them trained, get them the basic knowing the game, learning the game, you know, um, and having them play more before you're going to see any growth in our football. And this
I
is going
agree
to take us
100%.
this if we don't implement it now, it's going to take us another 25 years to get to that level. So we need to start now. And we don't need to say oh, let the schools continue doing it. School can't do it. The clubs, the clubs in Jamaica need to have youth system all the way up to U21. Okay? all all the top clubs. Um, they need to open more academies in Jamaica, like the Phoenix and the Ballers, and that the players are trained right around the year to get better. This is our shortcoming when it comes on to have um finished products. And the talent is there. We have the best raw material ever. But until we have the coaches to bring out that talent that is embedded in this raw material that we have, and fix certain things, we're gonna be at this stage the next 25, 30 years talking about the same thing. And if we don't start somewhere, the first thing we always say as Jamaican, we don't have the money. The money will come if we start the process. If we don't start the process, we're going to be here talking about the same thing over and over again. I kid you not.
When I hear the argument of money, man, my spirit, my spirit get riled up, because Jamaica does not have. Me tired to tell people this. Jamaica does not have an issue with lack of resources, right? What we have is an issue with concentration of said resources, right? That is the problem, right? And yes, to some extent, not to some extent, to a large extent, the federation does indeed, struggle to get support from corporate Jamaica. True. And that's a whole nother issue of a trust deficit that I believe is there, where sponsors do not, or corporate Jamaica does not seem to trust the JFF, right? But I genuinely think that we could have a far greater impact on development if the resources that we had at our disposal was, properly concentrated to have a far greater effect than what it is having right now. I think that the human resources and the financial resources have been spread too thin, right, and is not being properly concentrated to have maximum effect. So when I hear, like we could be doing so much better, we just need to restructure the whole thing. That's just
Put it
my
this way,
own
Famila.
opinion.
Before I jump off, Famila, put it this way. The people who have the money don't love sports and don't love football.
No, I wouldn't agree with that,
They
Sir Porter. I
listen. They
wouldn't
prefer
agree with
put the
that.
money. Listen. They prefer put the money somewhere else.
I don't agree with that, Sir Porter. I don't.
I'm telling you. Name. No, I don't even want to get into that.
Sir Porter, when you have a federation, I this particular story will always stick in my head. Seen? It will always stick in my head. When Sidela Mali, when after the reggae girl, imagine this, the reggae girls just
Okay,
don't go World Cup,
Famila.
you know. Mm.
Famila. That part of it. I won't get into that part of it. And on that note,
No, you
I'm
don't have to
gonna
get
jump
into
off.
it. I will speak about it. You don't have to talk about it. I will speak
No,
about
no,
it.
yeah, you can speak about it. I'm not gonna get involved in that one, you know,
You even know what I'm
because
talking about? You know what I'm
because
referring to?
I think I have an idea what you're gonna come with, and I don't want to go down that street. That avenue is close to me. There's a cul-de-sac down there, and I make sure I don't want to go down there. So thanks for having me, Crystal. Um, until next time, I think I gotta make way right now.
Mr.
All
Porter,
right,
have a
Sir
safe
Porter.
travel home, and thank you for stopping by.
Thank you very much. Take care, guys.
Take care, Sir Porter.
Bye bye.
Prince, Mr. Liverpool is here, people. He's probably been at work on his best behavior, so I don't think he probably was able to watch the game. But I could be wrong. I'm going to allow Mr. Formula Sports to finish off on what he was saying with regards to Mr. Delamali. I can't guess what he's going to say, but I think he was trying to draw up a comparison that should be able to get you guys thinking there in the comment section. So Formula, if you wish to, no pressure at all, but if you wish to, I'm happy for you to continue your conversation.
No, I was just saying in closing that, Mr. Porter was saying that, the corporate Jamaica is unwilling to support. I respectfully disagree. And I remember the whole instance where the girls just came back from the World Cup and they were seeking funds to, I think it was like 50,000 US to go to the Pan Am Games, right? How long did JFF try conjure up the 50,000 US? Couldn't get the 50,000 US. It don't even look like them did even get 1% of the 50,000 US from how they were behaving. And Sidela Mali stepped in, and in a relatively short space of time, short period of time, Sidela Mali conjured up the funds. And it was she conjured up the funds on, in terms of the corporate, respective corporate entities gave her the funds with one, right? One single request that they made of Sidela. Don't give the money to the JFF. Give the money directly to the vendors. No, so anybody can see something like that and not realize that there is a trust deficit between corporate Jamaica and the JFF. I remember when Altiman Butler was doing former youth coach of the young reggae boys, was doing an interview on Manning's Man show. And the man said, when them, first of all, him said they had to go seek the sponsorship in terms of the coaches for the youth team. I think it was the U17s, when I remember off the top of my head, right? Either the U17s or the U20s. And the representative from a major corporate entity said to them, the only reason why I am even entertaining this meeting is because Union Butler and Union Gardner. Union Bibi Gardner and Union Freddie Butler. That are the only reason why we have this meeting right now. Because if this was anybody else from the Jamaica Football Federation, this meeting would not even be taking place. That is what Freddie Butler said. The representative of the major corporate entity was a bank, said to him in the meeting as soon as them kick off the meeting, there is a huge trust deficit between corporate Jamaica and the JFF. No, anybody in them right mind wouldn't dispute something like that. But now some is a Portland in them right mind still in it, but I respectfully disagree with it.
I think there's arguments there to suggest that there is a lack of trust there where corporate Jamaica and the Jamaica Football Federation is concerned. And I think one of the reasons why perhaps there might be a lack of trust is the obvious, the same drum that we've been beating time and time again, be it at youth level, be it on the women's side or on the men's side, where we always come back to saying, where is the transparency? We need transparency. And we're talking about football, especially where money is being included in the conversation. You have to make things as clear as daylight. It's just a must. Everybody has to be singing from the same hymn sheet. If I'm saying to Formula, I want you to join in my sponsorship, and Formula is like, well, what is the end goal, or where are the what is the overall plan, what is the aims and objectives? And I'm saying to Formula, don't worry about that. That's private and confidentiality information. In turn, Formula is going to look at me and say, well, I'm not interested, because he has to know as much information that I know. It has to be there. Whether he decides to absorb the information, that's on him. But at first jump, all the information, all the cards has to be laid out on the table. So if and when he wants to pick up a book or pick up a piece of paper or open up a Word document and say, okay, let me find the answer to this or let me find the answer to that, it's there in front of him. So I think the obvious lack of transparency has definitely caused perhaps corporate Jamaica to say that they're a little bit hesitant to get involved with football at all levels where Jamaica is concerned. And I say transparency because that's something that us in the 12th man have always criticized the federation for, is their lack of transparency. So if us who have nothing to lose in terms of finance, because nobody's forcing us to go and buy the jerseys, so if us as someone in the 12th man are thinking about the lack of transparency, what makes us think that corporate Jamaica won't be thinking lack of transparency as well? They must be. But that's just my opinion.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree. You hit the nail on the head for sure.
Prince is saying, I have a lot of friends from England that wants to sponsor the team, but they don't want to attach their administration to their brand, especially with talks of this quota system. So yeah, it sometimes it feels that we're taking several steps forwards and then we're taking a couple steps back. But yeah, transparency is needed, absolutely needed. If we are to like progress where finances and sponsorship is concerned.
Yeah, yeah, for sure, for sure, for
And
sure.
before I forget my manners, good luck with your results there, Prince. Hopefully you get your desired results. I'm saying hopeful. I'm sure you'll be fine. You look like a bright lad, so I'm sure you'll be fine. So best of luck with your results. What's your key takeaway from that match there, Formula?
My key takeaway is that I am very optimistic about what the future holds. I think that even though it's another L on Paul Hall's resume, you cannot deny the fact that the team isn't playing badly, especially in the department that we have long had an issue with, and that is the attacking transition. The attacking structure is in place, it's there, and it is being proven even against high level quality opposition like Catalonia with, not our strongest team, right? I mean, there were a number of yes, there were plays that Catalonia high pressed, won the ball in dangerous areas and punished us. But generally speaking, for most of the game, even when Catalonia was high pressing us, right? Intense high pressure at times. The whole tiki taka system is heavily reliant on counter pressing and high pressing and winning the ball in dangerous areas. And for the most part, we were comfortable playing out of that pressure, you know, and that is something that we have struggled with, you know, for far so long. So, to be honest with you, man, I am very optimistic, you know, going into the Nations League. I think that this game really and truly, what stood out to me was just the deficit in quality between the two teams, between the respective individuals on both teams. You could see that there was a deficit in quality. You know, one team has players playing for Barcelona and Udinese and Brighton and Hove Albion and some big club in some big place. And the other team had JPL players, you know, and yeah, some players playing at some good levels too, but there was clearly a deficit in quality. Again, backline disorganized, you know, backline hasn't played together any at all, and heavily consistent of JPL players that make it even worse. But you know, I think there are more positives to take from this particular game than negatives. Again, the only thing I really beat Paul Alpha is Poog. Poog, especially in the first half, was a problem. He was a serious, like he was the one pulling the strings and making things happen. And I think that Paul did drop the ball there, to be fair, in terms of, I think that, what the Waterhouse player name again? Howell did a poor job in keeping track of Poog. And I think that if he had switched around Howell rather, with Cousins, and had the more experienced, better defensive minded player playing at a higher level, you know, playing on the side of the pivot where Poog was operating, I think that would have to some extent given Poog, made it a bit more challenging for Poog, rather than Poog just, you know, just comfortable, look like him in a training mode, just dispatch the Reggae Boy senior team. But so that's the only thing I really beat Paul Alpha. But the team looked the team looked good in attacking transition for the most part, with an inferior team against a real top quality opposition. The only thing is that in the final third, we kind of run out of ideas a bit, and that is even a testament to the deficit in quality as well.
Definitely hit some nail on the head there, Formula. Hard to disagree. I don't know what you guys make of what Formula said in the comment section. I saw a comment there. Big up yourself, Fresh, as well. I think I've touched on all the guys there in the comment section. I can see some of your comments. I'm not ignoring any of you. So thank you for tuning in and listening to myself and the lovely Formula Sports. If you're not familiar with his channel, I'm not sure why that is, but you should be. And at least after tonight's show, you should definitely be familiar. So you can go ahead and search for the Formula Sports on YouTube. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and also go ahead and hit the like button on his latest video. There's how you spell it, the Formula Sports, right on screen for you all. So let me know what you guys make of Formula's comments, and also Sir Porter, he stopped by the studio not too long ago as well. If you managed to catch what he said, looking at one of the comments there from Prince with regards to Amari Hutchinson, yes, I agree with you. We did touch on a couple of the outfield plays. Just as a collective, they weren't able to get in their stride. Slightly different to what we saw in the latter stages of the game. As Formula quite rightly said it, that they had about 10 minutes where it was just all them. In the latter stages of the game, but at early doors, particularly the first 45, they were just lost in the park. And my player, despite being substituted there, is the man between the sticks, Barnes. Don't know what you guys make of Barnes, but if you manage to catch the performance, let me know what you guys think of Barnes. Mr. Prince is saying that Flemings proved again why he isn't a starter. I actually want Flemings in the team, but his consistency but he's consistent at being poor. Don't know what you guys make of Prince's comments there in regards to
I
tonight's game.
think I think Prince was concentrating heavily during his exam, right? And was a bit preoccupied with more important matters. Prince, to be fair, Flemings never do poorly under the circumstances. I'm not saying he was, you know, exceptional, but he never did poorly, to be fair.
He showed, I don't know about you, Formula, but I thought Flemo showed good leadership abilities. Obviously, we was the skipper on tonight's occasion, but I thought that he did that captain's armband proud on this occasion.
Yeah, he looked pretty decent in the captain's role. To be fair to him, it looked like it fit him.
Yes.
Right? The only thing I wouldn't advocate for him being captain, obviously, because I don't think that he has the quality to guarantee. I think your captain should be starting. Generally speaking, that's the general rule, and I don't think he has the quality to be a starter for us. But to say that he's consistent at being poor. Yes, I think in previous. Remember, we haven't seen Flemmer under Paul Hall, right? We have seen him under the previous head coach, and again, I don't blame any player, especially the attacking players and the midfielders, for looking poor in a highly deficient system with no attacking structure, or with a highly deficient attacking structure. Right? So I'm not going to really. I want to see Flemings in under Paul Hall and how Flemings looks being coached by Paul Hall, but we have to remember Leon Bailey looked like trash under Tapper. How many of our attacking players looked like trash under Tapper? But Flemings never played poorly today at all. Bailey. To be fair to him, he never under the circumstances, he held his own, to be fair to.
Yeah. So maybe you was a little bit preoccupied there, Prince, with your exams, and rightly so. Not sure if you only had your ears on the game and not your eyes, but I'm with Formula on this occasion. I don't think he performed poorly tonight, and like we said, I think he can hold his head high in terms of how he carried that captain's armband. You could clearly see the leadership shining through him. There's a reason why Mr. Paul Hall, the gaffer, made him the captain on tonight's occasion. Could have gone with someone else, could have gone with Barnes, but clearly he went with Flemings for a special reason, and it's not just to do with sentiments. And I think you could see that from Fleming's performance tonight.
He was the most experienced player in the team as well. Bailey, may I agree with everything you're saying now, except one thing. Saying that the player was poor tonight, that me not agree with. But me agree with the assessment apart from that. To be fair, you are correct. He did make some unnecessary plays. I can't knock that. That is true. He did make some unnecessary plays, but I can't agree with the poor part. The poor part, me not agree with Bailey. Him never poor. Him not certainly not tonight. Him never poor.
I think maybe with this one, we might have to agree to disagree there, Prince. This is one occasion where I think we all have to maybe agree to disagree with your opinion or your analysis there of Junior Fleming's tonight's captain. If you guys are tuning in, well, you're tuning in right at the end. We're about to close off soon on tonight's live stream. This is my first live stream in about a week. I know. Please do forgive me. I've been a little bit busy my end with other bits, but I'll try to get back in my strides again and give you guys some regular live stream. So before I forget my manners, you guys there in the comment section, thank you so much for blessing me with a moment of your time. You guys are the ultimate 12th man. And also to Formula as well and Devin Porter, thank you to those guys for stopping by the live stream. Definitely appreciate you guys. for stopping by. And the next live stream or the next couple of matches will be for the Nations League. That's going to be the next couple of matches, isn't it, Formula?
Yeah, the first game is Suriname, I think, if memory serves me
Yeah,
right.
Suriname. Suriname is
So
the
that
first
should be
game.
a good warm up.
That should be.
I think
Like the way
I,
you said that.
I think Paul Hall is going to put up a very good performance against Suriname.
Yeah,
I look
yeah.
forward to that game. I think he's going to really and truly have that Reggae Boys team. I don't what we saw the last time when we played Suriname. I don't think we'll see it. Well, I certainly don't hope, and I don't think we'll see it in the upcoming Suriname encounter.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that game. A bit like Formula said, optimistic. And you will notice there's no cautiously optimistic. Just feeling optimistic over the next couple of games, particularly where the Nation League's fixtures are concerned. Interesting to see how the guys carry on with what they did in the last game, in the last World Cup qualifying games some weeks back. Be interesting to see if they can pick up from where they left off. I trust that they can. Definitely trust that they can. But I'll ask you a question, you guys, there in the comment section and Formula. So before I close off on tonight's live stream, if you had to choose one player to start that game against Suriname, who would it be? You guys there in the comment section. I'm going to pass that question over to Formula.
One player from this game
Yeah,
to start.
yeah.
Ooh, that's a difficult one. It's a difficult one.
Could be anyone, any of your preferential choices there.
I like what I saw from Maggie. Um, Barnes as well, impressed. I think those are the two standouts. So probably I would say those two.
Yeah,
Probably I would say those two.
yeah.
Barnes and Maggie. And Barnes is another one that you know what's so crazy? Those two players really you have to scratch your head because for club they do little and nothing for club. But every time we have seen them in the national team, to be fair to them, they look solid and they stand out, but yet still them rub bench like crazy at them respective clubs.
Could it come down to something as simple as managerial preferential choice when it comes to their respective clubs?
Explain.
Because some managers have players that they will just literally prefer. You might look at a team like, you're familiar with Arsenal, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And so you look at a player like Xhaka, and it's just like no matter which manager comes to the driving seat, Xhaka is like bang on money, guaranteed to start. You see what I'm saying? And people say, but why does he start? Because it's Xhaka, and people have so many opinions on him. But managers like Xhaka, and his teammates clearly like him. So that's what I'm saying. Maybe it could just come down to something as simple as there's not really much into it. It's just the manager has his preferred players. Hence, a player like Barnes or a player like McGee having to sit on the bench at their respective clubs.
But especially with even Maggie though, Crystal.
Mm.
Maggie does not even make the bench most times. And that's the problem.
Could adaptation be one of the reasons?
Maggie has been in Belgium for 3 years. How much more adaptation the boss
Some
need than that?
Sometimes there's so much that goes on behind closed doors that we're not aware of, and sometimes it could come down to something as well as it's just not the right club for him, not the right environment, not the right setup. And you know what it's like when people get homesick. When you get homesick, it's difficult for you to get your head in the right, get yourself in the right frame of mind. Obviously, if you're not mentally focus or mental or feeling mentally well. Not saying that there's a mental health issue there where Tariq McGee's concerned. So don't go away thinking that there is. I'm just saying that if mentally if he's not quite there mentally, you're not going to see the best out of him, because for you to maximize your potential as a player, you need to be mentally fit and physically fit as well. So that's why I'm saying that maybe it could come down to as something as simple as it's just not the right environment for him. Could come down to him feeling homesick. And yes, I'm not taking away the point that you made that, he's been away for X amount of years now. I think you said 3 years. That is a lot of quite a few seasons there, quite a few years in football season. But still, if the setup isn't right for him, then you're probably not going to see the best out of him.
You know what I think? I think when the player got his chance, he didn't take it. That's what I think.
That's
I
another
remember.
interesting observation.
I'll tell you why I said it. I remember when he got his chance, when he got probably like a 15-minute run out against a team called Beershot, right? He went onto the pitch, and there was a particular play where he was in his defensive third, and he was out wide on the left channel, the left wing channel, and he started to track the run of a player making a run in behind the U-Pen defensive line. He started to track the run of the player, but then he stopped, and the player was allowed freely to go to the byline and get into a dangerous position to hurt U-Pen and whip in a cross. Luckily, the cross was a poor one and went straight to the keeper. But I remember he was being interviewed on coach's desk, and I put it to him about, I asked a question in the comment section about the defensive aspect of it in that particular game. And he made mention of that same play where he stopped tracking the run of the attacking player to the byline. That implies to me personally that the coach had words with him about that play, because it was such a blatant act of laziness, especially as a substitute. You cannot come on as a substitute who is a fringe player, young player, looking to break into the senior team and get game time, and you come on with fresh legs as a sub, and you now track, dangerous runs of players. That can't work. The mere fact that he identified that play, to me, Crystal, makes me wonder if the coach had an issue with the player and had words with the player and pointed it out to him.
Mm-hmm.
Because he clearly realized that he made a mistake, especially on that particular play, not continuing to track the run of that player and stay with him rather than just stop completely and make him go to the byline and get the crossing.
Yeah, and sometimes these players, and obviously we're not scapegoating McGee here, but just speaking quite broadly, sometimes some of these players, when they're new to an environment, they literally just need someone to give them a kick. Obviously not a literal kick, but someone to just remind them that, know who you are, know your journey, know where you're coming from, and don't you dare get comfortable, because I should imagine it must be easy to get comfortable and complacent. But if you listen to what Formula has said there, given taking the context into consideration, McGee should be given greater account of himself, given his journey into football, given his upbringing, given his trials and tribulations to get to the present. So sometimes I think the players might need someone that's on the side of an intermediary. So someone who is like a player care officer to almost like be that parental figure off the field of play. So sometimes you might go home, like for Tariq McGee now, if he's overseas, he might be going home and feeling lonely because he don't have mom or dad there, for example, or guardians there, or he doesn't have his favorite cousin there, or if he's in a relationship, he doesn't have his partner there, he doesn't have his best friend there. These are some of the stuff that we take for granted, right? But when you're overseas, and like I said, when that homesick kicks in, unintentionally your morale just drops, so you don't tend to perform at your best when you take to the field of play. and there's a few other things there that you need to question. And no, not every team, not every football team, even when they are professional, when you look at the league setup that they compete in, they won't be able to offer a player care officer to their players. That's something that's relatively new in modern football. And the player care officer covers so many different grounds. Like it's a niche area and it's difficult to.
Well,
Um,
Crystal, that knowledge from the course, you know. You can tell that knowledge from the course. Crystal, Crystal a Sheldon big course of England. But you from here that thought they will say yes, Crystal a learn.
See why I love chopping up things with you. But yeah, because what you were saying, I think it makes sense. But this is why I'm saying this is where your player care officer would come into play and say, like, almost be like that guardian for someone like McGee off the field of play, because he must miss someone. I don't know, hopefully I do hope that his parents are alive and well. So he must miss his parents. If he don't miss his parents and he's in a relationship, he would miss his partner. He would
He
miss
miss
he
he
would
miss
miss
him he miss him
grandma.
girl. That me sure. He miss him girl
Exactly, you
because
must miss that, and
when
you
him
must.
father yard in a man a bag a picture with girlfriend in a man.
You
It look
see what
like
I'm saying, and I didn't even
pose
know this,
like
but
him a lover boy.
he seems it. It does seem like a little lover boy. So, and I never even knew this, but again, like Formula said, Formula touched on something that's like you guys probably don't understand what we're talking about, but yeah, he's referring to some studying that I've done. So basically, going back to what Formula was saying about Tariq being a lover boy, he does seem like a little lover boy. So he must miss his girlfriend at some point, and then that whole loneliness kicks into play. And I'm not saying that he's taking his opportunity for granted. What I'm saying is put yourself in his position. You're away from your country. Um, their language is not your first language. You're in a different climate. You have to accustomize yourself with their culture. You can't just go to the shop just like that and just pick up two green banana and some and piece of yam and whatever. You probably have to travel some distance to get that real hard food, right? So all of these things must account to something. Why you see him play a certain way that he plays when he's given his opportunities, why he gets opportunities and he's not executing them. This is why I said earlier on that Tariq McGee, he's in a position where he cannot afford to allow his past, be it at international level or at club level, to affect his present. He has to brush aside all of that and just trust and believe that Mr. Paul Hall is giving him a clean slate. So he has to now grab this opportunity with both hands, because he might not keep getting these opportunities where international football is concerned.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true. But to be fair to him, he does impress every time he features for the national team. That's a fair statement to
Yeah.
make. And I think especially under Paula's tutelage, and this proper attacking structure that we see being in place with, you know, clear roles and functions, clearly defined, and that sort of a thing versus what we saw under the previous gaffer. We just kick and run up and down. Everybody up on the pitch and don't know what them a do kind of a thing. I think Tyreek Magee will definitely strive under this sort of a, football that Paul Hall is playing. So I think more than likely Paul Hall definitely has big plans for him, but I know Paul Hall will be saying to him, look, we see your talent, we know what you can do, but you definitely have to get into an environment at club level where you can get game time. I definitely see Paul Hall saying something like that to Tyreek Magee.
I'm laughing because of Prince. I'm not even laughing at you. Um, this guy's got some character about him. Can you see his comments?
Crystal, not Prince, cause me influence people everywhere me go laugh out loud. If there's no Jamaicans, we simply make something interesting.
But then you're going to
Interesting.
have to wait for them to hatch and for them to catch up to speed. So by then there's no point, Prince. But then you're still going to be lonely if you're looking for some Jamaicans to be in your circle.
Probably Maggie need to fly out the girl go Belgium, and me know say she woulda, well, probably should have miss her friends and her family, but
I
I
can't speak
mean
for her, but take that
most
off.
people that most people would take them the opportunity there for go living at the
To
EU.
live with her partner. 100% she's taking that. I mean, I can't
Live
speak for the young lady, but
live with
yes,
her partner in the EU, in a Belgium,
of course I'm taking that. I am
first world
thinking that if
country.
I am her, you go be close to your partner. And you'll be surprised. These are the little things that people probably thinking it's not that big of a deal, but it is. When you miss someone, it's shocking how your body can just shut down on you. Again, we're not saying that this is the case with McGee. We're just speaking broadly as how footballers operate when they migrate from one country to a next and so on. This is the reason why their family have to travel with them. If it wasn't that big of a deal, footballers could play in one country and have their family based somewhere else. There's a reason why their family travel with them, even if it's just your girlfriend or obviously your fiance and your wife. Your wife definitely has to be by your side, but even if it's like I said, if it's just a simple girlfriend, even they have to travel with you because you feel better when you have your loved one close by your side. So that's the reason why we're talking about lover boy Tariq McGee, because he does look like a little lover boy. He looks quite like a caring young man. Prince, Prince, you I can tell that homesick has never knocked you down yet. Homesick is horrendous, it's awful. Homesick is awful, awful, awful. But best of luck to Tariq McGee. I hope things start to look on the up for him because he's a bright talent, and obviously we want to see him flourish both at national level and also at club level as well. So hopefully things just go on a upward trajectory for him. And we're going to be coming to the end of this live stream, guys. We've got about 5 more minutes, and we'll be coming to an end of the end of the live stream. Hope you've enjoyed listening to myself and Mr. Formula Sports, and also Mr. Devon Porter as well. He stopped by quite briefly. So your closing thoughts there, Formula.
Just eagerly anticipating the Nations League and what Paul Hall has in store for us for the Nations League. Very optimistic after this performance. It was very much a David and Goliath kind of a situation.
Yeah,
And yes, the scoreline was embarrassing, but if you actually watch the game, I think that we, for in a number of areas, we can hold our head high, right? So just eagerly anticipating the Nations League and what the team can do. When I would love to see everybody. What I really want to see, I want to see everybody together. All of it, like the top players, all of like the top personnel, the top forwards, top midfielders, top defenders. I want to see as best a squad as possible, just assembled for that Nations League under the tutelage of Paul Hall, and I'm anxious and excited to see that and see how it would look and come together on the pitch.
I'm looking forward to that. I'm actually looking forward to watching some reggae boys in competitive mode. Definitely looking forward to that. Mr. Richard Stevens says that Roma have taken the lead. I've actually got it on my TV here. Just seen the goal there. That's what he's referring to the
Conference
conference
League
league.
final, yeah.
Yes.
Roma versus Feyenoord.
Yes, I'm going to be watching that one. I don't know if my co-host, the lovely Formula Sports, if he's going to be watching it, but I'm going to be watching that soon, guys. In case you guys are wondering, it's the 32nd minute there, and Roma are out in front. So you guys can find the
Who
link to watch
scored?
that one. Good question. Who was it that scored, Mr. Stevens? I just saw the goal go in, but I have not seen the name of the goal scorer. Um, so that's a good question. Let's see if I can figure out who scored. Um, Mr. Stevens, any help? So guys, we've got about 2 more minutes there, guys, and then I'm going to have to love you and leave.
Zaniola.
What's his name?
Zaniola.
Okay, okay. So he's got the opening goal. Um, Nicolo Zaniola. There you go, guys. So yeah, I'm rooting for Reels Nelson for Feyenoord there for obvious reasons, guys. Hopefully his team can be triumphant tonight. If not, I'm also a fan of Tammy Abraham. He's actually on the ball at the moment, pressing forward. Tammy Abraham lighting up Roma there. Long may it continue for both of them. If you're talking about the Roma score, Roma are out in front, leading by 1-0 against Feyenoord in the Conference League final there. So you can go ahead and watch that one. And we have come to the end of the live stream. Before I forget my manners, huge thank you to you guys there in the comments section for blessing me with a moment of your time. Cannot do these live streams without you. I know this one is relatively short. We usually go on for hours, don't we? But I'm going to cut it short because I've yet to have my dinner. And like I said, I want to take in this Conference League final. Again, huge thank you to my lovely co-host, Mr. Formula Sports, and also Mr. Devin Porter as well for stopping by. Hope you guys have enjoyed our live stream. Sorry that it is relatively shorter than usual. I'm not going to keep you guys waiting for as long as I did. This has been a live stream that has been long overdue. I think it's a week exact. But to be fair to myself, guys, I've given you guys some athletics content. So if you have not taken in my athletics content, you should. I'm going to allow you guys to go through my videos there and look at some athletic content. I was in Birmingham over the weekend speaking to a couple of the Jamaican athletes at the Birmingham Diamond League. So you can go ahead and take in some of those interviews. And when you do...
That's what you were rushing to the other day?
Yes, that I was up.
When we see the interview, then I figure. So
Yeah,
you're rushing
Formula,
on a train to Birmingham.
No, when I spoke to you, I was rushing to get back home to like do my packing. So to do like pack my stuff into my little carry-on, my little suitcase basically. Because I spoke to you maybe around 8 o'clock that night, right?
I don't know what time it would have been for you.
That night, but I had to get up at 3:30 a.m. the following day, so that's why I was saying to you that I have a long night and I've got a couple of hours of sleep, so it was a long day. And when I came back home, my final edit was around 1:30 a.m. So that was like a 24-hour job. So yeah, it was painful, but we got there in the end, guys. Got a couple athletics interview for you guys, so please do go ahead and enjoy it. Formula. Mr. Stevens says, well done, Jamaica. Suriname will be no easy task, no Mexico. This will be a reality check that will make the reggae boys stronger. Bless up Crystal and Formula Sports. Absolutely. Bless up you guys there in the comment section. I hope you've enjoyed our live stream. I will be back again at some point. I can't tell you which day. I don't want to lie to you. Formula, when's your next live stream?
Not so sure as yet.
Keep an eye on Formula's channel because you don't know when he's going to spring up a video, a premiere on you or a live stream on you. So do keep an eye on his channel in case you're wondering how to find him. There you go, the Formula Sports. You can see his name right there. Go ahead and type that into your YouTube search engine or your search bar and go ahead and follow his platform over on Instagram as well and on YouTube. Hit both of the follow and the subscribe button and hit the like button as well all across social media. Thank you guys so much for blessing me with a moment of your time. It is officially, Wednesday? So we're midweek, one step closer to the weekend. If I don't see you by now and the weekend, I hope that you have a lovely end to the rest of your week. And when the weekend comes, if I don't see you over here on the weekend, I hope that you have a blessed weekend. If you're new to the channel, do go ahead and hit that subscribe button and also go ahead and hit that like button. And it has been fun. Glad that I was able to give you guys a live stream. Let's see what Mr. Stevens is saying. respect Prince and all. Here, athletics interviews were a great bonus. Talawa TV is growing. Absolutely. Thank you, Mr. Stevens. And thank you for giving those interviews a watch. Like I was saying, guys, it's been an absolute pleasure. If I don't see you by the end of the week, have a lovely end of the week and have a wonderful weekend when it comes. It's been a pleasure speaking with you. Just to reiterate what went on in tonight's live watch along, Catalonia. The banner pretty much read for itself. The headline read for itself, doesn't it? If you don't want to read it, I'll go ahead and read it for you. It says Catalonia beat Jamaica 6-0 in our international friendly. And that's where the men's team is concerned. Thank you again for blessing me with a moment of your time. On your way out, do you remember to hit that like button and also hit that subscribe button if you're new to the platform. Until next time, take care.
I'm John Barnes, and you're watching Talawa TV with Crystal Davis.